doing this morning? Y'all, we gotta get into it. Y'all, what is going on with this situation with what's his name? Charlie Kirk. Sorry, Charlie Kirk. He was assassinated at a Utah college as he was giving, a speech. And next thing a bullet came down, hit him in his neck, and he passed away, y'all. He was assassinated. But, y'all, a lot of people have their take. A lot of people have their own opinion as to what happened. Did he deserve it? Did he not? Y'all, there is a lot of things going off in the social media streets in reference to Charlie Kirk and what he was saying, what he was doing, who he was associated with, all kind of stuff, right? But y'all, I cannot believe that these people are saying so much things. And not only that, we got the receipts, y'all. But let's go ahead and get into it because this person, Tyler Robinson, he was a 21 or 22-year-old young boy, got arrested, you guys. Him got arrested for the assassination of Charlie Kirk. But we're going to get into this with a special report from last night, you guys, from when they captured him. But y'all, remember they had allegedly captured an older man? And then everybody was like, well, what's going on? Because this older man is arrested and him don't even look like he could have got on the rooftop to even go ahead and commit this assassination. Y'all, we gonna get into it, y'all. Let's get into it. We're gonna listen to the special report, and we're gonna listen to a whole lot of people, what they say and what their thoughts are, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. We're gonna listen to the special report from Gayle King on CBS News and see what she has to say, you guys. So let's go ahead and get everything situated, and let's go ahead and get into the story. So let's go ahead and hit it. Let's get it, y'all. Let's go. Hold on, you guys. Hold on just a second. Don't hang up. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I'm back, y'all. If y'all didn't hear me, happy Saturday, y'all. We are going to get into this. I forgot to turn off my Bluetooth, but y'all, we're going to get into this, y'all. Gayle King, she did a special report yesterday when Charlie Kirk's the person who was, responsible for this got arrested yesterday. So we're going to listen to what Gayle King has to say on this. Gayle, whatever her last name is, Oprah Winfrey's boo thing. But anyway, we're going to listen to see what she says amongst everybody else. Hey, Stacey Galore, how are you? But we're going to get into it because people are saying a lot of stuff that I didn't even know. I didn't even know of this guy. They are bringing all kind of stuff back to what he didn't said. I didn't know this guy. He said a lot of awful things. And y'all, some people are saying, like, white America are saying, like, pretty much like, they're not, saying that, everybody deserves to die. But some of the stuff, there's consequences to some of the stuff that he was saying. But everybody has their opinion, as we are entitled to. But let's go ahead and get into this report and let's see what these people are saying. Hey, Jazzy, Stacy, Joseph, Nicole, Xavier, DXR, how are y'all doing? Happy Saturday to you guys. Y'all, let's go ahead and get into this special report and see what happened. And we're going to get into everything, what everybody else is saying, y'all.
This is a CBS News special report on Gayle King here in New York. Officials in Utah are about to hold a news conference on the Charlie Kirk assassination. This morning, President Trump said that he is very certain that the suspect in Wednesday's killing is under arrest. He also said that someone close to the suspect turned him in. As soon as they have that news conference, we will take it immediately live. But for now, let's go right to Carter Evans, who is in Utah. Carter, what can you tell us? What have you heard?
Well, Gayle, we are expecting this news conference to start any minute now. I'm watching off camera here to see when authorities start walking in. But here is what we know. CBS News has confirmed through multiple law enforcement sources that the name of the suspect is Tyler Robinson. He is 22 years old. So,
hey, my baby,
just like authorities had said when they found that picture and first released that picture yesterday. We did get some clearer pictures yesterday that they had enhanced of this individual, and we're told that he confessed to his father. He lives in southern Utah, and that's where he confessed to his father and was apparently turned into U.S. Marshals. That is the latest. As far as details about how this all went down, what he has said to authorities about what occurred, has he confessed to them, we're hoping to find that out when this news conference begins in just a few minutes. We do know that they had a tremendous amount of video of this individual. They were able to get that out to the public. They had 7,000 tips come in on the tip line that they were following up on. But in the end, it appears that this individual turned himself in with his father.
All right, thank you very much. Let's turn now to senior White House correspondent Weijia Zhang and Anna Schechter, who is CBS News senior coordinating producer for crime and public safety. Good morning, guys. You know, yesterday when we saw, they released a lot of information. We saw his picture, we saw his escape. And when I went to bed last night, I said, now it's only a matter of time, surely. When I woke up this morning, I said, now we're certainly going to have something. So I was surprised that it was taking so long since the picture was so clear. And I kept thinking, family members, somebody knows this guy. Somebody speak up, Weijia.
Well, you know, last night, Gail, we had a press conference from local authorities in Utah. The FBI director, Kash Patel, was standing with them. They released new images, but they did not say anything about coming close to having a suspect in custody.
Now, you guys, they are saying this boy, his name is Tyler Robinson, and that he is a 22-year-old boy. But people are very, very suspect of this situation. They think it's very suspicious about this little boy and his background. But y'all, let's continue.
And it wasn't until this morning that President Trump, not law enforcement officials, but the president, broke the news that, as you mentioned, he said there was a high degree of certainty that the suspect was in custody. Multiple sources tell CBS News that the person they have has a strong resemblance to all those images that we have been seeing. And the president actually went on to reveal some of those details that we just heard from Carter. He said that it was a minister who was familiar with this person, who recognized him, and then this minister informed the U.S. Marshal's office, and somehow after that, the family became involved, and the father convinced his son, the shooter, to turn himself in. That's according to President Trump. But obviously, Gail, there are still so many questions. Yeah, because we haven't heard from police.
I would imagine everybody's Googling Tyler, because his name has been released. Everyone's Googling the name to find out what we can find out about this person.
Right.
We see they're entering the room now. Anna, stand by for just a sec.
At today's press conference, we will hear from Governor Cox, FBI Director Kash Patel, and Sheriff Mike Smith. We also have with us Utah DPS Commissioner Bo Mason, Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson, FBI Special Agent in Charge Robert Bowles, and local and federal law enforcement partners. Following the remarks today, Governor Cox, Director Patel, and Commissioner Mason will take questions. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the
So y'all, hey, Craig, Mississippi, and John Stevens, you're like, he's not a little boy. No, he's not a little boy. 22-year grown man. However, this boy, like Jazzy said, he does not look like he's 22. A little boy, man, whatever. He looks older than 22. This is what a lot of people are saying. They are saying he does not even look like it. They're talking about his background, and we're going to get into this later on. I'm going to show you guys what a lot of people are saying. But y'all, I did not know of him. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys knew of Charlie Kirk. I've never heard of him, never knew that he even existed. However, They are saying that this 22-year-old man does not even look 22. He looks like he's an older man. This is like a whole suspicious situation, almost like a setup. The reason why everybody is saying that, because remember, they had arrested an older man. His pants was down. They were tackling him to the ground, and then they let him go. Then next thing you know, they're talking about some transgender person. Then now they're talking about this 22-year-old guy, man, Tyler Robinson. So the whole story is just very, very suspicious. But y'all, let's continue. Smash the like button, y'all. Let's get the likes up.
Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional
Okay, hold on. Let's skip this commercial, you guys. But this situation, y'all, it is very suspicious in nature. A lot of people, like I said, they are saying that, maybe he, they're not saying that, he deserved to die. Nobody deserves to die. But they're saying there's consequences to your actions. Whatever you do, however you live your life, sometimes you push it to the limits and people don't feel sorry for you. But the stuff that he was saying was a lot of it to me was kind of like they were calling him a racist. And y'all know that he was friends with what's that black girl's name? I forget that black girl's name. She has a big YouTube channel. She was friends with him. She was hanging out with him, singing and all these other things. But some people are saying that he wanted to stop talking about the racial things and stuff like that, and that these Republicans were not going for it. There's so many stories out here as to what happened. I'm not saying nobody deserves to die in what they believe, just because they speak what they believe. Everybody has a right to believe what they want to believe. However, the stuff that he was saying, y'all, it was a little rough. It was very racial and very prejudicial and for me. Everybody is different, but nobody deserves to die. And this situation is sad, but y'all, it's very, very suspicious. My baby Jabil says, smash the like button, y'all. Candace Owens. Yes, Candace Owens was hanging out with him. Candace Owens was saying that he was basically, from what I gathered, that he was saying he wanted to stop talking about racial stuff and, stuff that he had been talking about. But sometimes, it's like somebody committing a crime. If you already crossed the criminal, line, it's a crime. So this situation, he wanted to stop talking about like racial stuff and stuff like that, from what I gathered. And then it was like it was too late. These people, they're saying that the Republicans, his people, took him out. But y'all, let's continue to listen to this press conference.
Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush, messages related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages from the contact, Tyler, also mentioned that he had changed outfits. I know there's been speculation.
Now, let me stop that real quick. Now, with all of that being said, him about changing outfits and all of this, remember they had an older white man at first? They had him tackled to the ground. They had his drawers hanging down. And then they're saying he's the one who did this. Do y'all see that little young boy or whoever it was jumped off the building, running across? Do y'all think that old man was capable of doing all of that? I don't think so. This is why this story is very suspicious. You had an old man at first. Then you were talking about a LGBTQ person. Then you were talking about a 22-year-old man. This story is all over the place, and these people are like awoke to all of this shenanigans because it just does not add up. But y'all, let's continue listening to the press conference.
As well as to the writing on those casings, those bullet casings, and
Hey, Black Anonymous.
have that as well, and I will share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that we released last night.
Yet Black Anonymous says the FBI is pathetic right now. Yes, I'm telling you, they is like really, questionable at this moment, right? Jazzy says, I don't know how the killer was able to do all of this without someone seeing his crazy butt. Exactly. Who is running and jumping off and doing all this? They saying that an older white man was doing this at first. This man looked like he couldn't even run about 3 steps or for 3 seconds without huffing and puffing, let alone running across the top of the building. And he was supposed to be the first suspect. Y'all, this does not make any sense to me at all. But y'all, let's continue.
Consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it. Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital OWO, what's this?" ? Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist!" ! Catch! ! Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and 3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read, "Oh Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao."
Do y'all see him right here jumping, and he ran across the top of the roof of this building and then he's jumping off? I mean, come on now, really and truly, y'all need to get it together, FBI. Because y'all are all over the place with this story, and y'all are losing people's hopes in you guys, because this story is very suspicious. Hey, Teron, how are you? Hey, Andrea, Carrie, how are y'all? Welcome in. Happy Saturday. Y'all, this is crazy. I mean, this is really, really suspicious. Smash the like button, y'all. This is crazy.
Ciao, ciao, ciao. And a third unfired casing read, "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO."
And y'all, hold on. They are bringing too much. They're bringing the gay situation in this. They're bringing an older man, a 22-year-old. They're saying that the gun, bullets, whatever was in great. It's like a lot going on. It's like so much going on. It's like they're trying to keep your head spinning around, so it's like you can just really like dabble into their mess with this, and it doesn't make sense. Remember when Trump got allegedly assassinated 3 different times, I believe, last year? Has that person went to court? Have we seen them in the shackles going to their first court appearance? No, we have not. That's why with this story, it's not adding up to me. Every story that we seen, remember in Louisiana when the guy he ran over those people there? Remember when the Trump Towers, all that blew up? Remember this, remember that? We ain't seen these people in court. But remember the black girl, Afeni, that she killed her McDonald's manager? Now, we didn't see her go to court. Therefore, it's like, okay, I believe that story. She's in the shackles. She got her lawyer. She's in court. Okay, that story is possibly believable. It is believable to me. But these three people that tried to assassinate Trump last year, we ain't seen them in the shackles. We ain't seen that first a court appearance to claim the first. I mean, that makes me think that all of this stuff is just a whole setup just to keep us all away from them Epstein files, y'all. I don't know, y'all, but let's continue.
We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who has worked seamlessly together, local law enforcement, state law enforcement, and our federal partners with the Federal Bureau.
Okay, Cray, Mississippi said yes, he's in court, and the first was shot by law enforcement. I'm gonna watch and see if I can find that video. But I'm saying these people last year when they assassinated Trump, are you talking about that, Cray, Mississippi? We ain't seen him in court. We don't even know who was like the person allegedly involved in that. There was all kind of conspiracies with that. But I'm telling you, these stories in these situations, they are very suspicious to me. But y'all, let's continue.
Of investigation. We're grateful for everyone who worked together in such a short amount of time to find this person and to bring justice. I want to thank the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank the family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk.
Hey, Real Eyes.
Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for our country.
And like I said, y'all, there's nobody deserves to be killed, right? Nobody at all for what they believe in. Everybody has the right to believe what they want to believe, the right to say and do whatever they want. But when you're saying things that is borderline like racist and stuff like that. And then this type of situation, even the white people, white America was even saying that he deserved to be, unalive. It's some stuff that they were saying. This is on them. Some people, black people, different people are saying a lot of things about him. Like I said, I did not know of him. I've never seen him, never really heard any of his things that he was saying up until this happened. And then, figuring out what all these people were saying and how they really feel about him and feel about, the whole situation in general and who really was responsible for killing him. But y'all, let's continue.
A terrible day for the state of Utah, but I'm grateful that at this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the director of the FBI, Kash Patel.
Thank you, Governor. This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed. In 33 hours, we have made historic progress for Charlie. Governor Cox, our partnership has been absolutely incredible these last few days. Our partnership will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriffs, your DPS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with your state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play, and we will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. Governor Cox, we are so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot at 12:23 p.m. on Wednesday. The first FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes with chiefs of police at 12:39 and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets. We utilized these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilized these assets to go back and forth from the East Coast and here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction, the FBI released the first set of FBI photos of the suspect at 10 a.m. local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bongino arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11.
I mean, look at him running, y'all. Look at him running on top of the building. Like I said, they were saying it was an old white man who was doing all of this until they brought out this younger guy and then said it was him. Y'all, this is not adding up. This is not adding up, but this is who they got in custody. I'ma see. My baby Jamil said this was a inside job. That's what they are saying. Jazzy says, and the dad of the killer won the reward, $100K. Very suspicious. Yes, Jazzy. Yes, that is very suspicious. How are you going to go and turn your son in? And then, this, like I said, the story is just all over the place, y'all. For me, the story is all over the place, and who they're saying they brought the LGBTQ in it. They're saying all these crazy things. The old man, the elderly man. Come on now. The elderly man cannot be doing all this on top of no roof. He can't even run for 3 seconds without probably huffing and puffing. He probably would have fell over on top of that building. Let's just be for real. Let's be honest. And they would have had to probably call the 911 to get him some CPR just for running for like 2 seconds on top of that building. And let alone this guy right here, he came over here somewhere and he jumped off. Remember, he came somewhere over here and then he jumped off the building. Y'all think an old man is going to be able to do all that? No, absolutely not. I don't care how old this man is. He's old enough not to look like he could even do all those things. I'm just saying. But y'all, let's continue. Smash the like button, y'all. Jazzy said, yes, no elderly man jumping off the roof. Exactly. And for them to say that it was an elderly man at first, and then to come back and release him and say, oh, no, it wasn't him, and then arrest this 22-year-old guy. I'm telling you, people are not going for what they're putting out. And this is probably why they are maneuvering like this. Because people are like, hold up, swole up. Wait a minute now. You saying that this old man was running across the building? We don't believe that. And somebody was like, oh, y'all need to take that down because y'all are saying some unbelievable sugar honey iced tea. But y'all, let's continue.
The governor led a press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m., where at my direction, the FBI released a never-before-seen video of the suspect. We also released new images to the public of the suspect. And just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Kirk.
Y'all put a 1 in the chat if y'all are able to jump off this building like he's Spider-Man right here. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are able to jump off of a building and run on the top of a building on a hot sunny day and jump down like y'all are Spider-Man. Do y'all think that y'all can do this? I mean, y'all let me know. Put a yes or put a no. Absolutely not. I would be huffing and puffing myself. After I'm running for like 0.5 seconds, I'm already huffing and puffing. I mean, this joker was doing the most. They said it was a 22-year-old guy, but at first they were saying it was an older white man that did this. And then they had to come back and recant their story because people was probably like, this don't make sense and y'all look stupid for even saying this. But y'all, let's continue.
The suspect was apprehended in his time.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I got a question for y'all. I got a question. Do y'all think this white man, because they said that he was saying it was me, arrest me or something he was saying. But even though he wasn't the person and he was saying it, I mean, I don't know if he was saying it to be funny. From what I hear, this is what he was saying. I don't know because I didn't see that footage. But if that was the case and if that wasn't the case and they just arrested him and blamed him for that, is he going to sue them him for some money? If he did not say that, he was just a man and they thought it was him and they arrested him, are they going to pay him some money for arresting him, having his drawers down like that? I mean, I would be hotter than fish grease. I would be like, I'm suing y'all and I'm suing y'all's drawers off of y'all badunkadunk. But y'all, let's continue.
Great. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency. The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with federal authorities, process that crime scene quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took.
Oh, hold on. Quinn said this is not the same man. Okay, Maverick says Charlie Kirk was right about everything. Okay, Maverick, you're entitled to what you believe in, and that's okay. We're not gonna be mad if this is what you believe. Okay, but this is not what everybody believed in, right? Some people are agreeing with what Charlie Kirk, his rhetoric that he was spewing out. Some people were hotter than fish grease. Even white America was saying some stuff that basically he deserved to get what he got because the stuff that he was saying. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion. However, I don't believe that anybody should be shot, killed, or assassinated for what they believe in. But at the same time, some of white America is saying, this is what you get for the stuff that you were saying. But like I said, it's just really sad all over. Nobody deserves to get shot and killed for what they believe in. But, some of the stuff he was saying was borderline and people are in their feelings about it. But everybody's entitled to their own opinion, respectfully so. And we have to respect everybody's thoughts and what they believe in. We cannot get mad or upset. We can feel some type of way and yes, be mad and upset, but that's just how they feel. That is their opinion. But y'all, let's continue.
About what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the FBI and leadership back in Washington. Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered.
And hold on. Remember Candace Owens, you guys? She's a black woman. Candace Owens was his good friend, and they were hanging out, singing together and everything. He was 31, a 31-year-old man. Candace Owens and him seemed like that was, her ace boom coon. And she was saying, from what I can recollect and recall, she was saying that she believes that them people then took him out too, because Candace was, they were like BFFs. So I don't know. Jazzy says, earn this block full of holy. Oh my goodness. My baby Jamil says, smash the like button. Y'all, this is crazy, but let's continue listening to this press conference.
Forensic evidence has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver it to Governor Cox and his team. Last night, we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to dedication of good law enforcement being great and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI. There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days. The FBI Salt Lake field office, along with our offices in LA.
Yes, Timmy said Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk were best friends. So sad. Yes, they were best friends. I seen videos of her and him dancing and singing, not dancing, but like kind of jamming out and singing in the car, singing. I don't know what they were doing, but it looked like they was like in some room or studio or something. And they were like just dancing and singing like they were having a good time. So it seems like Candace is genuinely hurt and upset, of course, about this situation. I don't follow Candace, so I don't know really much about Candace Owens, so I can't really kind of react to anything. But I did see that with her hanging out with him. They were singing together. Like that was really her like BFF per se. But let's continue, y'all.
Phoenix, Denver, San Antonio, Las Vegas, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, our headquarters component in Quantico, all participate in the FBI. I want to express my deep gratitude to the employees of the FBI, the men and women, the evidence response team tacticians, the special operators, the agents, the support staff. You have done monumental work in historic time when the public, who had a right to demand such an expeditious solving of an investigation, the FBI answered that call diligently, critically important, and we delivered. And I'm proud to be their leader, and I'm proud to be the director of the FBI. This is a very much an ongoing investigation, as the governor said, and we will continue to work with state and local authorities to develop the investigation, to provide them the evidence they need for their ongoing prosecutions, and we will be here to answer every call they absolutely have, as long as it takes, for as long as we need to find and apprehend whatever suspects were involved in this crime. Lastly, to my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
Wow.
Thank you, and good morning. I would just like to take a few minutes as the sheriff to express my gratitude for everybody who has played a part in this investigation. As you know, it's been a vast, a complicated, and a very, very fast-paced investigation. You're looking at people standing up here who are running on, if they got an hour's sleep in the last couple of days, they're probably lucky. It has been very taxing. It has been so impressive speaking on behalf.
Okay, see, Tony says Kirk treated those different from him as dogs. Karma. See, a lot of people are saying that. Tony. A lot of people are saying, and this is how they feel. Everybody's entitled to how they feel, but a lot of people are saying, like even with like Candace Owens, from what I understand, she feels like that them people took him out. But y'all, let's continue. Smash the like button, y'all. Let's get the likes up.
Of the local law enforcement to see the cooperation that we've seen in this type of case. Across the state, sheriffs, chiefs, our state partners have stepped up and have come to the call on anything that we needed. Our county chiefs have been phenomenal. Our Utah County Attorney, Jeff Gray, who's standing up here with us, has been phenomenal in leading us through this investigation. I would like to thank the federal government for their resources, their assets. Our local team here, our FBI team, has been extraordinary in helping us work through this and bring this person to justice. Most of all.
Oh, see, whereas Waldo says it's not a secret. It's right before your eyes. Charlie Kirk started going rogue. See, people are, there are a lot of people, y'all are saying a whole lot of things, and I like to hear everybody's take, because everybody, at the end of the day, we all bleed red. You cut yourself where everybody's bleeding red, nobody's bleeding purple, green, yellow, or blue, but at the same time, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but we all have to be respectful of, what we say, how we say it. It doesn't have to be out all in savage style. We always can agree to disagree respectfully so. But y'all, let's continue.
I would like to thank the public, and specifically, I would like to thank the public who turned to prayers and who turned to positiveness for us. I would like to thank them on behalf of the law enforcement community, because we needed those prayers. That's what we needed to get through this. We needed your support, and you gave it to us. We needed your patience, and you gave it to us. And I would like to thank you for the Kirk family, because that's what they need, is your support and your prayers, and that will get us through all of this. So thank you, everybody, for everybody that have stepped up. We've had such a phenomenal response to this. Thank you.
I also want to give a special thanks to the Attorney General and the Department of Justice. Their unwavering support and their commitment to justice is shown true here. And without AG Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and the resources they brought to bear, we would not have been able to complete our mission. And I just want to say special thanks. It's an honor to be a part of the Department of Justice.
Hello, everyone.
All right, let me get ready for the next video, y'all. Hold on, let me move my camera around, and get ready for the next video, because this next video, a lot of people, are saying a whole lot of things. However, they are entitled to their own opinion, respectfully so. But at the same time, like I said, we just have to respect each other's, the way they feel, respectfully so. But what we about to watch. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I'm back. I'm here. Sorry for that quick interruption, you guys. But y'all, we're gonna listen to this video, and it tells what in the world people are thinking about this situation with him. Their thoughts, their opinions, and it's their thoughts and their opinions about what they feel about Charlie Kirk. It says Charlie Kirk brings black students to tears in white privilege debate. So let's go ahead and let's get into it, and let's see what people are saying about this white debate, you guys. So let me get situated right here, and let's see what he says and how he responds to this situation in this debate, you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and get it.
Quick, you said if I see a black pilot, I'm gonna be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. Are you gonna do that?
Yeah, I mean that is correct. Yeah.
That's correct. Okay, so can we both agree?
What was the context of what I said though?
What was the context? I don't even want to get into DEI because your opinion on DEI, it doesn't really help it in this case. So, if the context between what you brought up was that you believe that
because they were being hired because they were black.
Okay, so can we both agree that every single pilot, whether black, white, whoever, has to go through FAA certification?
No, actually,
we can't.
New lawsuit shows that black pilots and female pilots have the standards being relaxed.
No, sir. Can we agree at the time of February 29th or 2023 when you said it?
And can you guys believe what he said about black pilots? Did y'all see and hear what he said? I'm going to wrap that back. Some of the stuff he says is very cruel, very, very cruel, and very demeaning to black people. And it's crazy. My baby Jamil said that's crazy. Yes, it's crazy and it's very disrespectful. It doesn't matter what color your skin is. If that's your job, evidently you got certified to do it. If you're in the pilot and if you're in the cockpit and you're flying an airplane, nobody just picked some bum off the street and said, here, you want to go fly this plane? No, there is credentials. There has to be things that been, you had to get an education, pass tests, get certifications, get license, and all of that. Have flying hours. They just don't snatch no Joe Blow off the street and throw him in the cockpit and say, fly this plane to the next city. These are really demeaning things that I did not know of until pretty much yesterday, the day before. And I was like, I could not believe what he was saying. But y'all, let's listen again.
Every single pilot, whether black, white, whoever, has to go through FAA certification.
No, actually,
we can't.
New lawsuit shows that black pilots and female pilots have the standards being relaxed.
No, sir. Can we agree at the time of February 29th or 2023 when you said it at the time? No?
No, actually, I said it. That's why you don't know the context. Is that new lawsuits were showing that they were relaxing the standards for air traffic control and pilots in order to meet the standards.
The context of that was diversity, equity, and inclusion. What does that have to do with hiring?
Everything. DEI definitionally is that we will hire more of a race versus a different race. So, for example, United Airlines said that they want 50% of their new pilots to either be women or black.
Okay.
Currently, just so you understand, it's like 8%. So they want to go from 8% to 50%.
Okay.
And every time DEI is implemented,
and there's nothing wrong with that. That's their company. If that's what their percentage rates are for those people, then so be it. Who are you to say this awful thing about these people? I'm just saying, y'all, these are the things in the rhetoric that he was putting out that people are being, their eyes are being open. Because like I said, I did not even know of this guy, Charlie Kirk. I did not even know who he was. I didn't know he ever existed until he got killed. But y'all, this is the stuff that he was saying, demeaning black people and other races. But y'all, let's continue.
Single time, the lowering of standards occurs. Every single time.
Lowering of standards?
Correct. So can I prove it to you? We both want excellence, right?
Okay.
If you and I said, hey, we want 50% of the new people going in the NBA are white.
Okay.
Would the NBA drop in its standard?
No.
No.
The National Basketball
League? No. If we said 50%, if we say
If
by
50% of the NBA dropped and it was only white,
no, I
you're
said,
saying,
I
you're
said
saying would
you're
the
not,
standard go down?
I'm not hearing what I'm saying. If 50% of all new people going in the NBA were white, by decree, would the quality of play of the NBA decrease?
Would the quality of play in the NBA decrease?
Yeah.
No, if they're the same standard of basketball player.
Hold on, let's talk realistic.
Well,
do
what are
white
you saying realistically? You're
I'm
asking me if
75% of the NBA is black. 75%.
So does that mean white players are less better, or does that mean
Whites are not as good at basketball as blacks?
Okay.
I mean, we got some big.
Everybody, calm down.
We got some big exceptions. I mean,
we're
very proud of Larry Bird. Okay.
No, he's good.
And y'all see, he is a black, I believe, a college student. And do y'all see all the white people, all the white students behind him are supporting him and what he's saying? He told them to, just calm down a little bit because maybe they're believing the same thing that he's believing what he's saying. But y'all, let's continue listening to what Charlie has to say.
We're very proud of Luka and Nikola. However, the point being, let's implement DEI in the NBA. Okay. If all of a sudden 50% of all the players have to be white, which means they have to say no to otherwise good black players.
There was a time where this happened, right?
Well, no, I of course, and the league wasn't as good. That's the point.
No, you understand that there was a time where the exclusion of African American players was in the NBA, right?
No, for sure. I acknowledge that, and the league got better as blacks were allowed in.
Did it get better, or did we just integrate ourselves in?
Well, hold on, but wait,
the players in the league averages around that time weren't worse. We just got better.
Hold on. Do you actually think that? Why is it that 75% of the NBA is black?
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, well, it was a certain point around 1965
why
where
is it,
a law passed where we can actually...
Why is it that 75% of the NBA is black?
Because we integrated into the league.
No, because the best players are allowed to play in the NBA.
Well, actually, the best players in the NBA are European born. They're not even African American.
I mean, a couple of them are. As I said, we're very proud.
No, we're very integrated within sports, but what does that prove?
That proves that the NBA is not built on DEI, it's built on excellence.
The NBA isn't proof. So when you mention DEI, you're now saying that it's...
You obviously don't know what DEI is. DEI...
I know what DEI is if you're not giving me a proper explanation on what it is.
DEI is racial quotas.
Racial quotas?
Yes. You've never heard of DEI before. So, do you know what a racial quota is? You have to have a certain amount of a certain race. That is what United Airlines did. We must get to 50% of our pilots to be black or women. Therefore, if the NBA said 50% of our players have to be white, I guarantee you, we could try to get as many Serbs and Croats as possible. It's not going to make the NBA the best league. Instead, the NBA has a policy of which the NBA and the FAA and the United Airlines should have the same policy. It doesn't matter the color of your skin. It matters how good you are at what you do. So excellence matters.
Wait. Okay. So what you're saying is, everybody's good? So what you're saying is the NBA
is a great example
of... No, it's a bad example.
Yes, baby.
Because in the example that I gave you, I said when you say a black or female pilot might be less qualified because of DEI, what you're implying is that they didn't earn their spot.
Correct, they didn't, because that's what DEI does.
Wow! Did you hear what he just said? Did y'all just hear what he just said? Wow. Okay.
So what you're saying is the NBA
is a great example of...
No, it's a bad example. Because in the example that I gave you, I said when you say a black or female pilot might be less qualified because of DEI, what you're implying is that they didn't earn their spot.
Correct, they didn't, because that's what DEI does.
That's your reply?
Wow! Oh my goodness, y'all. This is some of the rhetoric he's pushing out, but y'all, let's continue.
You're there because of the quota, not because of excellence.
Does DEI give you the opportunity because of who you are, or does it open up access?
No, it gives it because of literally the color of your skin.
Charlie, you are quoted by saying that, guys,
everyone knows the quote because it's true. When you hire somebody...
What's true?
It's true because they are there not because of their merit, but because of a racial quota. Why is it that only 8% of pilots right now for United Airlines are black or female?
It's actually 3%.
Oh, that proves my point even more.
No, it doesn't. Guys, DEI is the reason why they're not in these positions. But it's because they're...
Wow. He said DEI is a reason why they are not in these positions. Wow, y'all, this is crazy. Let's continue.
Man, you are making no sense at all.
That's cool.
No, explain to me
Diversity,
what.
equity, and inclusion is the. Sorry, okay. Diversity,
Explain
equity,
to
and
me what a
inclusion-
racial
I'm trying
quota
to-
is.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion is the reason as to why accesses are now open to certain races.
Hold on. Can a black person not become a pilot before DEI?
What are you saying? Was it equal opportunity or was it equal access?
So are you saying that DEI is the reason why pilots are able to get these jobs as a pilot? I mean, y'all, this is crazy.
But
Was it equal opportunity? Was it equal access?
it's
Charlie?
equal. Both.
It's both.
Yes.
It's equal opportunity. And I could not go to college in 1964 with a free ride, free paid tuition, but you could, Charlie.
Hold
What
on.
are y'all
First of
saying?
all,
are y'all just forgetting that the last 50 years of
hold on.
historical
No,
context happened?
this is
that's
a
crazy.
How did that?
That's crazy.
How does that impact you? And wait, do you have a free ride right now?
Do I have a free ride right now?
Yeah.
I go to school.
Who pays your tuition?
Who pays my tuition?
Yeah.
I don't want to share that on.
You just said you had a free ride.
I don't want to.
Wait, hold on.
I said in 1964,
No. So it's 2025. Let's stay focused on today.
in 2025, even
Yeah.
with equal opportunity and
No,
open access,
it's not.
That's what diversity, equity, and inclusion is. It opened up access for people like me to get these opportunities.
But so someone has to pay for your college. Who's paying for it?
You're saying someone has to pay for my college?
Yeah.
So,
So taxpayers
y'all
are paying for
my
your
college. Deposit the money into the bank right now.
Well,
Show me your bank account. It's taxes.
wait.
Charlie Kirk, I'm talking to you.
This is a publicly funded
Charlie
institution.
But the publicly funded institution, we are one of the it's top three. ISU, University of Illinois Champaign, and the University of Illinois Chicago. 3 schools, universities that are getting funded more than other universities in Chicago. So yes, we do get funded more. Yes, I'm well more access to get a free ride. But what if I went to Chicago State University?
Right.
Would I get a free ride then?
I wouldn't recommend anyone goes to Chicago State.
Why not?
I mean,
Why not?
It's a terrible school.
It doesn't matter if people want to go to Chicago State and that's the school they get into or want to go to get an education. Give them their props on trying to get an education. I mean, he's acting like he's too good to go to. Wouldn't go to Chicago State. Well, some people want to go. I mean, and that's their business. But y'all, let's continue.
Oh, Charlie, are they funded?
I don't know the specifics because
You don't know the specifics?
it's
Charlie,
not exactly
Charlie, I
a
can tell you.
reputation of a great school.
I can tell you, Illinois State.
It is
gets
not a funding
Illinois
issue.
State
Okay.
gets 92% of funding in the state of Illinois for universities, for public universities. Chicago State gets basically none, virtually none.
Okay, great.
What you're saying is, it was opened up accesses. What I'm presenting to you is that the access that I was allowed.
Okay, so what do you mean by access? What
do I mean by access?
How do black people not have access to a better life in America? What's preventing them?
What's preventing black people
Yes.
from having a better life in America?
Yes. What's preventing them?
Police. The government.
Hold on. No.
Universities.
Police.
the
How
United
many
States
unarmed black
Donald
men die?
Trump.
How many
Donald
unarmed black men die from the hands of police every year?
The unarmed
Nationally.
black? Are you
Yes.
serious?
How many?
Charlie Kirk, we're talking about something that
How
I didn't
many?
come up here to
No,
talk
you
to
just said
about.
police.
Hey,
How many
Bougie
unarmed
Barbie.
black men die at the hands of police every year?
Did I say that is the reason
You
why
just
we're
said
prohibiting-
police.
Policing is an issue.
You're right. We don't have enough police on the streets of black neighborhoods.
The police department is
Oh
well
my,
funded.
did you hear what he just said? Did y'all just hear what he said? He said there's not enough enough police. There's not enough police in the black neighborhoods. Hold on, let me rewind that. Y'all, this is a debate. Oh my goodness, y'all, this is crazy.
Every year.
Did I say that is the reason
You
why
just
we're
said
prohibiting-
police.
Policing is an issue.
You're right. We don't have enough police on the streets of black
The
neighborhoods.
police department is well more funded than our normal
What is the number one cause of black death in Chicago?
Are you serious?
Other blacks killing blacks.
Are y'all saying other blacks?
Yes.
Other blacks?
Who's killing the blacks from Chicago? A bunch of kids from Highland Park?
Like 22% Hispanic. That's very, very, very broad.
Hey, Manny.
Where are those locations at? Where are those locations at? You're saying East Garfield? You've never been to East Garfield in your life.
Yes,
You're
I
from
went
East
once and I'll
Garfield?
never return.
You're from East Garfield? You've never been to East Garfield
No,
in your
tell
life.
me very
so
clearly,
When we're saying
who
these
is
broader locations is these smaller
Who
locations.
is killing
these
the
broader
blacks in
communities,
Chicago?
these
Who
broader
is killing them?
communities Of 1,000 African Americans who you're taking statistics from communities.
Who is killing? No, I want to.
That's right. My baby Jamil says true. And some of the stuff he's saying is true. Can't deny it, you guys. I mean, it's true. But my baby Jamil says true. But now he was killed by a white person. And that's just the facts. But y'all, let's continue to listen to this debate.
have a conversation with you.
What did you
And
expect, Charlie?
who is killing them?
Who is killing African Americans?
Yes.
People are killing people.
No. What race is killing them?
Why are y'all trying to act like African Americans are just solely murdered? People are killing people.
No. What
That's a real
race is
problem
killing?
that we
Is it
have.
white people killing blacks or blacks killing
People are
blacks?
killing people, Charlie.
Okay, but hold on. What race is
You're
killing
saying
the other
what
race?
race is killing what race more? That does not matter.
It
What-
does matter because it's a black on black problem.
It's a
and
black
blacks
on black
need to
problem,
solve
or is
the
it a
problem
crime
of black
problem?
on black
Is
violence.
it a black on black problem or is it a crime problem?
It's a black on black problem that is a crime problem. Because I'll tell you what, if it was a bunch of kids from Deerfield coming in with guns, it would be a white problem.
It
but
is.
somehow, if it was a black on black problem, oh, it's a crime problem. It's systemic injustice. That the police
No,
have not
what
enough
you're
funding.
saying is, Charlie, you're forgetting that these locations that you're bringing up are secluded by these races. So these races might have a easier time with policing, and yeah, they're gonna have nearly response time of 2 seconds.
Wait, it's the police's fault that so many blacks are killing other blacks?
Who just said that?
You did.
I said that?
Yes. No, but
Girl,
no,
please.
I want you to tell me, why is it that black Americans are 13% of the population yet they commit 55% of the murders?
Where can you show me that?
Again, it's FBI statistics. It's
FBI
well known.
statistics. Where can you show me that at?
It is.
Can you give me
Ask
substantial
ChatGPT.
evidence
Ask
with
Grok.
that? Why
What?
would I
What?
ask ChatGPT when ChatGPT has shown? Prove it. What?
Prove it again. Anyone near you
Well,
can show you the
ChatGPT has shown
stats, right?
proven
It's
data
right
that
there.
is-
Look, man.
Let's read it. 70% of offenders were African American. Wait, put it back up, put it back up. Boo, yeah. Charlie, for the sake of myself, I really do appreciate the ability to debate with you, man.
I want you to think about what I asked you.
Okay, you mind if I have a hat?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. That was an instant fact check right on air.
You know, I love this. I love the fact that no matter the argument, no matter the debate, at the end of the day, Charlie still gave him a heart. They are still cool. That is it. You know, he gave you this platform to, you know, bring yourself on board. You know, debate. If you don't agree with him, you can oppose him, and each of you can, you know, come to an agreement. And I think the guy, you know, gave us a show. He wanted to air his points, but Charlie had been saying this: competence over skin color every single time. It doesn't matter your skin color, so long as you are good in the field, it's better you continue. You know, it's better you get a job. Just like NBA, whereby a whole lot of black have proven themselves worth it, and they are not restricting it to just black only. If you are capable of, you know, shooting the ball, you know, putting the ball in the, you know, in the basket, you'll be given opportunity to play. I've seen white NBA players doing, you know, killing it. And, you know, formerly I thought maybe all NBA players need to be tall, you need to be this. But I've seen people on average height doing their best, and they're
Facts, Bronze. Bronze said, you know, he grouped every black person as black in black crimes when that's not true. Because black people are not the only ones that commit crimes. There's white people commit crimes. There's Asians. There's Filipinos, Japanese. There's all kind of people committing crimes against each other. I mean, the jailhouse doesn't only have black people. It has white people, black people, you know, all kind of Mexican people. It has a lot of different people, right? But y'all, let's go to the next video. Let's cue up the next video and see what these other people have to say as well. And that debate, y'all, that debate with that hold on. That debate with that college student, it was like a back and forth. I mean, it was wild. But let's go ahead and cue up this let me see. What in the world? Hold on, you guys. Let me cue up this and see what these other people have to say. Let me get this queued up. Okay, let's get this queued up. Let's go and see what it's saying. Hold on real quick. Okay. Now, this video right here is saying white community pulls out receipts on Charlie Kirk. We don't care. So this is what white America is saying about Charlie Kirk. Like I said, I did not know of him before this situation, but now, of course, I know of him. It's a hot situation. Like I said, you know, it's sad that he lost his life, but this is what white America is saying. So let's go ahead and listen to what they have to say.
People dying in America.
Did you see that Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today?
Yes, I did.
How do you feel about that?
I don't really have any feelings about it. Who are you?
Charlie Kirk got shot and killed today. We're just getting people's opinions. How do you feel about that?
Girl, someone had to do it. That's how I feel at this point in time. But
wow, did you hear what she said? She said somebody had to do it, y'all. Oh my goodness. See, these are what they're saying. You know, this is what these people are saying. It says white community, and this is receipts on what they are saying on TikTok. But let's continue.
Appreciate your honesty. I truly do. So you said someone had to do it.
Wow.
yes. Try not to get all pulled up into that, but he was a misogynist. He was a disgusting person with disgusting beliefs.
So if you had a magical wand, a magical button that you could press and keep him from being assassinated, would you press that?
No. I think things happen for a purpose. And if that's how his life was ended, then that's how it was ended. So.
Wow.
Got exactly what he had been advocating for. I'm not endorsing it. I'm not condoning it. He got exactly what he had been advocating for.
Wow.
Personally, I will never celebrate somebody being murdered, but that doesn't mean that I have to have sympathy either. Charlie Kirk is going to have a legacy, but it's going to be a bad legacy to a lot of us. And he will be remembered by all of the hateful and racist rhetoric that he spread while he was alive. And it's crazy that Laura Loomer really got on X to say that she's going to ruin the livelihoods of anyone that is celebrating or happy that Charlie Kirk died. But yet there was the same fucking woman that got on X a few months ago saying things like, feeding illegals to the gators. We need more of that energy. The alligators have 65 million meals guaranteed if we start now. So you can promote and encourage the death of 65 million fucking Latinos. But Charlie Kirk is where we draw the line. You guys are fucking delusional. It's crazy to say that Dems are the fucking problem when the majority of mass shootings in this country have been far-right, white Christian nationalists. Yes. But one person shoots Charlie Kirk, and all of a sudden we have a Dem problem?
Wow.
Like, really, what is the experience to be this fucking delusional?
If you were loudly grieving Charlie Kirk today, but you were radio silent when Melissa Hortman and her husband were violently attacked and killed in their home, and John Hoffman were shot because they were politicians. If you do not post on Facebook about all of these mass shootings that are killing our children, and you are not posting or talking about the thousands of children and women and men who are losing their lives in Gaza for a genocide that we pay for with our tax dollars. If you are openly grieving him today, but you've been radio silent about those things, I do not want to hear a word from you.
Wow.
Your empathy is performative at best. Every human being matters. So until you start acting like it, I would stop opening your mouth and talking.
Does America think we're this stupid now? Like, they're going to expect us to believe that some college kid was able to do a kill shot right in the artery of Charlie Kirk's neck? Come on, guys. It's time to wake up.
All these white people on TikTok crying over a snake like Charlie Kirk dying. Why? When you put out hate in the world, it comes back at you. Why are you crying? Do you know that 15% of the population of the world is white? The other 85% of the rest of the goddamn world is not white.
Wow.
However, you white people over the centuries have murdered millions of people.
Wow.
Why are you upset about this devil's spawn?
Ooh, did y'all hear what she called him? Why are y'all upset about this devil spot? If this is her opinion, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Wow. Let's continue listening.
You all killed each other all over Europe.
Wow.
Right now, 2 white nations are fighting against each other. And the white nation of Israel, supposedly, is looking to eliminate 2 million people in Gaza. For 15% of the world population, you certainly and without a doubt have caused nothing but strife in almost every goddamn country in the world except Japan, because you didn't invade it. So shut the fuck up. We don't care. Utah is 89% white. Why hasn't Trump sent the National Guard for this white?
Stacy, you is hilarious. Stacy said this lady and her wig is speaking facts. Stacy, you is hilarious. Oh my God, y'all, let's continue listening.
White on white crimes. And as for Utah, that's another cult state.
And y'all, I did not know that Utah is like, I guess what's it called, Mormon? And I don't know anything about Mormons, but I'm gonna have to research that. Do you put a yes or put a no if you guys know about like Mormons and like Utah being like a Mormon state? I don't know anything about that, but y'all put a yes or no. I'm gonna have to research that about the Mormon she's talking about. But let's continue.
This man made up a religion so that he could essay young girls.
Wow.
So fuck off.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational.
All right, let me try and explain something to you. The world is trying to change and ascend into a intuition and loved-based way of being. When that happens, and we start talking things out loud, that's how manifestation occurs. So when you are speaking about subjects like this, it's not one rule for everybody else, but you're exempt. If you have a true belief like this and you're willing to state it, unfortunately, for him, for his wife and his children, there are consequences. We can call it karmic retribution, and that is going to happen to every single person, whether that is in this lifetime or your next. It is the way the universe works, through balance. We must experience everything. We experience what we put onto others, and we experience what others put onto us. In a world that is evolving and ever-changing, choose your words carefully. Choose your beliefs. Question where such hateful, dominant energy is coming from.
Wow.
Where is it going to get you? Where is that leading you and the rest of the world? Be careful of your words.
Yes, Cray, Mississippi says this is disgusting, Lounge. Yes, the whole situation is sad. Like I said, everybody's entitled to their opinions, right? I don't believe that anybody should get killed, assassinated, abused, or whatever for the way that they feel. However, white America, they are saying, there's a white America that believes that, that they were with him, and white America that are against what he was saying. So this is what white America, white communities are saying about him. Some are for him, some are against him, and that's okay. But let's continue listening.
As our world is ascending into instant manifestation times.
So many of you Charlie Kirk fans are so mad at me right now. So this is what I'm going to do for you, okay? I'm going to play a clip of Charlie, and I'm going to grant him his wish to fulfill his legacy, to give you exactly what you're looking for of Charlie Kirk, this great white man that you all put on a fucking pedestal. You ready?
In fact, I even think that we should bring back, public execution.
I guess the racist piece of shit got what he wanted.
All right, so I have seen the video multiple times from various angles, and yeah, I gotta say he does look better in red, but that's not what I want to talk about, okay? Of course, naturally, there's going to be the virtue signaling coming in from really both sides, mostly the right, but, yeah. But, yeah, and, they're going to be saying shit like, oh, he was a husband and father, it's not right to be, cheering someone's death, and I'm just like, look, This man said he hated empathy. Okay, I'm just respecting his wishes, but
Oh, thank you, Stacy. Good Lord for sending in the super chat. Stacy says instant manifestation is near. Yes, thank you for the super chat. Yes, these people are giving their opinions. And somebody said, let me give give the credit where credit is due. Because somebody says, what did they say? Hold on. Something about let me go back. Somebody said something about racism is not an opinion. I can't remember who said that. But my the chat is going wild, you guys. But if whoever said it, please let me know because I want to give you that credit because that is true. Racism and being a racist and being hateful is not an opinion. That's just a certain act of behavior. But y'all, let's continue.
honestly, empathy has its limits. Okay, and quite frankly, like MAGA as a whole has just completely exhausted my empathy.
Okay, thank you. Wait, Koi Kinkus. Okay, it was her. It was that person who said that. Yes, you're absolutely right. That's like a doing that and showing racism and things of that sort. Yes, it's just crazy, y'all. It is crazy. But let's continue.
I got nothing for y'all. Like, not even the concept of. And no, I don't condone violence, but it could not have happened to a better person, you know? And as for his wife and daughters, you know what? His wife is young enough to remarry. She'll be fine, you know? And his daughters, considering the shit that he's been saying about women, I'd say they're better off. I don't even think that condolences are really fitting here. I'd say congratulations are in order. I mean...
Wow.
Like, literally.
See, this is somebody who, of course, does not believe in the rhetoric and what he was would talk about. Like I said, I don't know him. I never knew of what's his name? Charlie Kirk. I did not know of him. And I was surprised with all these things that he was saying, but not too surprised that him and what's the girl's name that I said was like best friends? But yeah, I mean, she kind of believes from what I hear and probably some of the stuff that he believed in. I don't know. But needless to say, y'all, this guy right here, he does not agree with what Charlie Kirk was saying.
Nothing of value was lost. But there is a lesson to be learned here, okay? And the moral of the story is don't be a piece of shit. And maybe, just maybe, people won't feel as inclined to shoot you in the neck and have you bleeding out like a water faucet.
Wow. Wow.
Bottom line, he was a waste of carbon, and the world is now a more beautiful place now that he has left it.
Wow. See, some people are, they have their opinions or, saying things, whatever they want to say. I mean, wow, that was a little deep now. That cut a little bit deep now. But y'all, let's continue.
I don't feel sympathy for Charlie Kirk. I just don't. I don't feel sympathy for anyone who happily uses their large platform and influence to manufacture consent for the genocide in Gaza. One bullet hit that man 355 hit Rajab, and Charlie Kirk still defended Israel. When Palestinians were being torn apart in the hundreds by bullets trying to get a bag of flour for their family after being forcibly starved to the point of desperation, Charlie Kirk still defended Israel. There was a time when he said that there was no such thing as a Palestinian at all.
You ever get managing the work that you can't?
Okay, hold on. Let's skip this commercial. Wow. Some people, they have, they be saying some stuff, but let's continue, guys.
Are people actually feeling sorry for Charlie Kirk, the guy who made a career out of despising anyone that wasn't straight, white, and male, and encouraging other people to do what he was doing? I mean, look, feel free to feel empathy for him, but this is what the guy you're mourning thought about that.
I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage, but...
You know what else does damage, Charlie? No, we shouldn't go there. I mean, that being said, this is what Charlie said about people who lose their lives to guns in America.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year. So the Second Amendment.
Wait a minute. Did you guys hear what he said? It's worth it to have these gun deaths wait, hold on. Let me roll that back. I want to make sure I heard what he said. Hold on. Let's roll that back.
I mean, no, we shouldn't go there. I mean, that being said, this is what Charlie said about people who lose their lives to guns in America.
I think it's worth it.
Wow. Where's Waldo? Thank you for the super chat. Where's Waldo says he spoke on Israel and Epstein, not about race. Okay, thank you for that. I need to listen to more videos of his because, like I said, I barely came up on this. I'm watching videos. That's why I wanted to share these videos with you guys because I know there's a lot of content out. I didn't know that he had a big TikTok channel and a big YouTube channel. So there's like a whole lot of content, and I want to go over his content to see what else he was saying and trying to get like, you know, kind of like a different you know, different situations, different like what he's saying, different takes. So let's continue, you guys.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal.
Yeah, that one worked out for him, didn't it? Look, spare us the faux sympathy and outrage that people aren't feeling remorseful that Charlie Kirk is no longer alive. He was evil. Charlie Kirk was pure evil. And the world is a
Wow. He said Charlie Kirk was pure evil. Maybe he was somebody who followed him. I mean, I don't know. It sounds like maybe he probably did follow a lot of his, you know, him, you know, going on these speeches or whatever, you know, these speech and engagements. But y'all, these people are not playing. They feel the way they want to feel. And, you know, that's how they feel. But y'all, let's continue.
Like Charlie Kirk in it. And you can boo me for saying that. But deep down, you know that I'm right.
Yeah, fam. So let's keep this real. So when news broke that Charlie Kirk wasn't alive, the internet exploded. Some people were shocked, others were quiet. But a whole lot of people, not just from the black community, not just from the LGBT.
Wow. Bougie Barbie says he often spoke on race and one race dominance at the lounge. He thought that whites were superior to other races. Don't let people lie to you. Okay, thank you, Bougie Barbie. I'm gonna watch his rhetoric and his videos because, like I said, I don't know, never heard of this guy until he got shot and killed the other day, and people were saying, "Oh my goodness, Charlie Kirk has passed away." I'm like, who is that? I never ever heard of him before. But you know, there's a lot of people that, you know, we don't know of until something like this happens. But I'm gonna watch Bougie Barbie. Thank you for that information. I'm gonna watch a lot of his some of his videos. You know, thank you for that. Lord, how are you? Welcome in. This is crazy. Let's continue to listen though, y'all.
LGBT community, but even some white folks, okay, I said some, were celebrating. And you know what? I can understand why. I'm beginning to understand why. It's not about cheering for death just for the sake of it, but about feeling like a weight has been lifted. I mean, my guess is this is how people are feeling right now because for years, Charlie Kirk wasn't just speaking his mind, he was pouring gasoline on fire. From what I've gathered, he was actively trying to start a race war. And I said that because this is what I've gathered.
Oh, wow. She said from what she gathered, he was trying to start a race war. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. Wow.
YouTube, this is not based on facts that Charlie Kirk was actively trying to start a race. This is just what I've gathered online, not based on facts. Okay, not based on facts. He wanted division. He wanted people fighting people, and when you live under that kind of a constant attack, some folks are going to respond with relief when the voice behind it suddenly goes silent. Let's not sugarcoat it, okay? Let's not put icing buttercream on this. Charlie Kirk built his name off controversy. He made his career by pointing fingers, making enemies. This is what I've discovered, okay? He bashed the LGBT community. He looked down on black people. I remember this one video that I came across where...
Oh, wow. So he bashed the LGBTQ, if I said that right, you guys. He bashed them too. See, they're saying a whole bunch of stuff about him in different groups that he is like, you know, was, you know, discriminating against pretty much. But I mean, I don't know. I got to watch it for myself. But y'all, let me go ahead and move on to the next video. Let me go and move on to the next video. There's so much like videos out here ever since he passed away, like I said, but this is crazy. Hold on, let me see. So let's go and see what let me see. Let's see what these people are saying over here. MAGA left in fear and shock after realizing Charlie Kirk's killer is a Republican, a white Republican. So let's see what these group of people have to say about this situation, you guys. There's so much stuff out here. But let's see what these people are saying out here. Hold on just a second. Let me see. Okay, let's go ahead and see what these people are saying over here. Let's go ahead, let's get it.
No, this time the panic is real, because what unfolded in the MAGA universe has shaken the movement right to its core.
We have breaking news right now. The civil war that was previously scheduled has now been canceled due to the shooter being demographically uncooperative. Maybe next time.
We have some big news right now. According to the Daily Beast, Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old man arrested in connection with the shooting of Charlie Kirk, comes from a family that is proudly MAGA, according to his own grandmother. Debbie Robinson, who's his grandmother, spoke with the Daily Mail today, and this was cited by the Daily Beast, where she told the publication that her son, Robinson's dad, was a Republican for Trump. She went on to say, quote, "Most of my family members are Republican. I don't know any single one who's a Democrat." She went on to say that she's very confused, that Tyler was a shy person, that he's never spoken about politics at all. And now, obviously, he can have differing views from his family, and we're still going to get more information about that over the coming hours, days, and weeks.
Charlie Kirk was gunned down, and immediately MAGA country went wild. They did exactly what everyone expected. They pointed outward. Liberals, black communities, immigrants, anyone who could fit the role of enemy number one. Social feeds burned with rage. Influencers screamed, "This means war." Politicians promised vengeance. The script wrote itself. But now, as the story develops, MAGA is realizing the killer isn't who they swore it would be. He's not black. He's not Latino. He's not a liberal activist. He is a 22-year-old white man, born into a Republican Christian family. One of their own. The mole wasn't outside the gates. The mole is inside.
So let me get this straight. He has a cop for a dad. His entire family is Republican. They all fucking donate to Trump routinely. Raised in Utah. Mormon. Has a Groiper Halloween costume.
And he's not trans. He's not black, he's not Muslim, and he's not a blue hair.
And they were saying something about a trans or LGBTQ person. Remember, you guys? They were saying, oh, this guy, he's the LGBT, whatever. And y'all, it didn't even turn out to be that. But y'all, let's continue.
Libtard. How do you think the right's going to deal with this? Because the last 2 days, they have been saying they're preparing for war because they assigned blame to them, the left. What do you think they're going to do? I think they're going to just roll with it and still blame it on the left somehow and use this as this inflection point to try and start their little war with themselves, basically.
Anyone on the right that was ready to go to war with the left over the Charlie Kirk situation, I'm going to leave my comment section open for apologies now that we know that the shooter was a 22-year-old white Christian male.
He was even more right-wing than Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was taken out because he was not a big enough fascist.
Thank you. Where's Waldo? Sending another super chat. Where's Waldo? Says he really talked down on blacks, period. Thank you. Where's Waldo? See, this is what everybody knows because they've been watching and listening to a lot of videos. I haven't seen much. I've seen some things, but I haven't seen a lot. But y'all, this is what a lot of people are saying. But thank you for that. Let's continue. Y'all smash the like button.
For them. The man who celebrated the death of a 6-year-old girl who was shot 355 times was not a bad enough person for them.
The shooter was trans. The shooter was a liberal. Actually, it says here he was a white cis male who came from a Republican family who loved guns, and his dad was a police officer. We should pray for him. Yes, Charlie Kirk would want us to pray for him. Please join me in raising...
See, you guys, he's even saying they said this, they say that. This is why everybody is saying that this is very suspicious and that really Charlie got killed by his own people, which he did. It was a white 22-year-old that they say had did this. First, they were saying it was an old white man. Then they're saying it was an LGBTQ. Then they were saying that it was now a 22-year-old. This is why, excuse me, this is why a lot of people are like not even believing half of the stuff that they're saying, because what they're saying is all over the place. They is tripping with no maps, y'all. But let's continue.
See, when news first broke out about Charlie's assassination, MAGA went insane and declared war on liberals and the black community before a suspect was even named.
You mother animals! You liberal, progressive, deranged animals! You are so hateful in your hearts to go out and shoot a young man who's never hurted anyone with Christian values, a young, beautiful family.
Where's Waldo sending another super chat? Thank you, Where's Waldo? Where's Waldo he said blacks were better during slavery. Wow. See, y'all, I have to go back and do my own research because, you know, a lot of these, just what we've been watching in this live, I mean, this is a lot already for me personally. It's a lot going on. But, y'all, I mean, this is crazy. But, y'all, let's continue.
A father, a husband, a friend, a son. You shot him. Why? Because you didn't agree with his politics? Because you didn't agree with his ideology? That's the reason why he deserves to die. You animals!
Social feeds lit up
Wow.
with rage. Politicians thundered warnings of civil war. Influencers screamed.
And I want to say she's entitled to, you know, how she feels. She can express the way she feels. Everybody's entitled to how they feel. But y'all, let's continue.
Cameras pointing at Democrats, blaming woke mobs. The base was convinced the assassin was from the left, and their fury had no brakes.
Democrats own what happened today. I am devastated. My kids have called panicking. Every conservative in the country.
She is saying that Democrats owned. Wow, this is crazy, y'all. This is bananas, y'all. Smash the like button. She was saying that the Democrats own this. I mean, really?
Panicking?
She's a lawmaker. She's a congresswoman. And she's not the only one saying this. The Democrats are responsible for this. Fox News, Jesse Waters, Democrats are responsible for this. They're literally telling the conservative, the right-wing viewers, the right-wing voters, the right-wing...
Exactly. Cheese Cannabis says MAGA on MAGA crimes, laughed out loud. Yes, that's what it sounds like to me. MAGA on MAGA crimes. I mean, really and truly, didn't they say that his father was supporting like Trump and all this other stuff, if I understood correctly? So yes, it is a MAGA on MAGA crime. It was a 22-year-old white boy that had did this to him. This is sad and awful, and nobody deserves to be killed, assassinated. I'm gonna say assassinated, because that whoever it was, the 22-year-old boy, I don't know who, because I'm really confused and not believing much what they are saying. But whoever did this, they're saying it's a 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, but whoever did this, I mean, y'all, what's his name? Charlie Kirk didn't deserve to die the way like he did. This is sad, but these are what people are saying.
Crowd to declare war on the left. And what's the result of that?
This video's in regards to Charlie Kirk. And this video's for the liberals. It's war, We're coming for you. We're coming for you. And spare me your self-righteous lectures. I don't give a We're coming for you.
When I said earlier that I condemn violence, I will not condone violence. This is why violence only begets violence. They are blaming this on the left, blaming this on Democrats, when we're not the ones that spread the rhetoric of, you know, gun violence is okay. Charlie Kirk himself spread.
Oh wait, Stacy Galore, thank you for the super chat. We got $15, almost $16 in the super chat. Thank you so much. Stacy Galore says some people nowadays seem to misdirect their anger and or frustration situation incorrectly or with misguided intentions. You are absolutely right, Stacy Galore. Thank you for that super chat. And y'all, this is what they are saying. There's white people saying they're against him, or white people saying, for him. There's all kind of people saying a lot, no matter what their skin color is. They are talking about the rhetoric that he was preaching and speaking about. But y'all, let's continue.
It's the rhetoric that gun violence is acceptable.
So they arrested the person who assassinated Charlie Kirk. He is a 22-year-old from Utah named Tyler Robinson. Sheriff's Department. He was a law enforcement officer, and apparently Tyler to his father, and then his father organized him actually turning himself in to that it was 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, not a member of an HBCU, not a Muslim, not a DEI recipient, not an immigrant.
And y'all, let me say this, because of this situation, is spewed over to the HBCUs. The HBCUs, remember the other day, they sent out letters saying that they were basically locking down the schools. So this did spew over to the Black community as far as this situation goes. So, but let's continue listening.
Not, but just a normal white kid from Utah, 22 years old, named Tyler Robinson, who was the one who ended up, who was the alleged person who assassinated Donald Trump, who assassinated Charlie Kirk. We don't have any more evidence. We just have what has been told to us by law enforcement, which is that his father ended up turning him in.
Do you think that they're going to label him as a terrorist? Because if he wasn't a white Mormon, gun-loving, MAGA-raised straight guy, they would have absolutely labeled him as a terrorist. But now that it is a white guy who grew up in a MAGA family, son of a MAGA sheriff, I definitely think that they're going to try and say that he was radicalized by the left somehow, even though he was raised hardcore Republican. So what are your thoughts? How do you think this is going to play out in the short term? I don't think that this is going to slow them down much. I think that they have decided that they're going for this. It's exactly what they wanted, to rage themselves up. And it's going to get bad fast, I think.
But then, the truth landed like a grenade. The shooter wasn't from the outside. He was theirs. And suddenly, all that rage is turning into fear. In the immediate aftermath, MAGA ran on...
And yeah, y'all, this was kind of like crazy to me, especially when that lady, she's like, oh, these are the Dems, and, blaming on this, blaming on that. And it was really a white person, like somebody said, MAGA on MAGA crime. And the reason why, because most of this, from what we're gathering and getting, that this boy's father was, they were in with the Republicans or Mormon, whatever, but it was like a white person who killed another white person. Let's just be for real. Let's be honest. Not saying what happened was right. Of course, I would never say nobody deserves to be killed, assassinated, murder, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to say assassinated because whoever it was on the top of the building. They shot, at a very, very calculated distance, and in the neck out of all these 2,000-3,000 people. This was terrible. This is sad, but they're saying, what their facts are, not the facts, their thoughts. Some of them are facts, some of them are their thoughts, opinions, whatever you want to call it. This is how these people feel. But let's continue.
Autopilot. Influencers went live on YouTube and Rumble, some with tears in their eyes, others with fire in their voices, declaring America was under attack. Twitter, X, was flooded with hashtags calling out Antifa, Democrats, and BLM. It was an old, familiar playbook. When in doubt, blame the outsiders. Paint a picture of liberals as bloodthirsty anarchists, of black communities as violent mobs, of immigrants as criminals waiting to strike. MAGA thrives on scapegoats, and Charlie Kirk's assassination seemed like the perfect excuse to revive their favorite enemies. The warnings grew darker with each passing hour.
And look how many people were there. Y'all, that's a lot of people. I thank God that nobody else got, hurt in this situation. Look at how many people were there. Anybody could have, that bullet could have hit anybody. Let it have been one wrong move. Let it have been somebody coming up and giving him a hug on the stage or something like that. That would have been sad and terrible. That would have been awful. I mean, it's awful that this happened, but I'm just saying, what if somebody would have gave him a hug and came up there, shook his hand, and they were the ones who caught that bullet? I mean, it's just sad, sad, sad all across the board, because like I said, nobody deserves to be killed in this manner, period, point blank. But y'all, let's continue.
This is war, some wrote. Civil war is coming. For them, Charlie's death wasn't just a tragedy, it was a battle cry. But battle cries need enemies, and the one they were pointing at didn't exist. When the suspect's identity hit the headlines, it was like a grenade detonating inside MAGA world.
Gun violence has never been okay. Never okay before, during, or after today. But if this is the first time you're expressing rage, shame on you. And unfollow me. It wasn't okay today. It wasn't okay 2 weeks ago with those kids in school. It wasn't okay a few months before that when it was the senators assassinated in the middle of the night in their own home. And it wasn't okay the school shootings that happened damn near monthly before that. You should be expressing your rage every single time and not just today, because that's the problem. And if you disagree with that, I don't need to hear about it. Just unfollow.
Not to be a conspiracy theorist, but look what I found earlier on Amazon. These were posted on Amazon on September 9th. That was day before yesterday. How does one publish a book on September 9th for something that happened on September 10th? Then Amazon changed it to this. But wait, if you scroll down, it still says this. Oh, but wait. They're not going to let this stay up. No, if you go search the book now, this is what you find. Something else is happening.
Oh, wow. See, y'all, there's some conspiracies. Did y'all know about this Amazon book? I never knew. Oh, my goodness. Hold on, you guys. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. Did y'all know about this Amazon book? You guys put a one in it, put a yes or no if you guys knew about what this girl's talking about with the Amazon. I did not know of this. That's what I'm saying. There's so much information and so much stuff going on around there. This is crazy. This is very suspicious. Oh my God, y'all, let me wrap that back just a teeny bit, you guys. Just a teeny bit. I did not know about this. Okay, let's play it back.
Every single time and not just today, because that's the problem. And if you disagree with that, I don't need to hear about it. Just unfollow.
Not to be a conspiracy theorist, but look what I found earlier on Amazon. These were posted on Amazon on September 9th. That was day before yesterday. How does one publish a book on September 9th for something that happened on September 10th?
Wow.
Amazon changed it to this.
Oh,
wait, if you scroll down.
So this was a whole setup. Oh my, they didn't, on September 9th, they didn't set a book up for something that happened on September 11th. Do y'all found that to be suspicious, y'all? Bougie Barbie says, no, can you go back a little on her part? Yes, let me go back. Let me wrap it back again. Can y'all believe that? Y'all, this is so suspicious. It was a whole setup, y'all. Oh my God.
But look what I found earlier on Amazon. These were posted on Amazon on September 9th. That was day before yesterday. How does one publish a book on September 9th for something that happened on September 10th? Then Amazon changed it to this. But wait, if you scroll down, it still says this. Oh, but wait, they're not going to let this stay up. No.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it happened on September 10th, but they put it out on September 9th. This is weird and crazy, y'all, but let's continue.
If you go search the book now, this is what you find. Something else is happening here. I don't know what it is, but definitely something's happening. What do you think?
The governor of Utah said he was praying that it wasn't one of their own, that he was praying that it was someone from another country or that drove from another state. What I hear is you were hoping they were a minority, you were hoping they were Muslim, you were hoping they were black, you were hoping that you could blame it on someone else to more fuel your war. He said he prayed to God for 33 hours straight, and he said God did not answer his prayers. That has to be the most wildest statement I could possibly think of. Because on the flip side of that, because y'all don't like to admit that it's one of y'all, when it is one of y'all, we have to pray that it wasn't one of us. That you can't blame it on the
religion, that you can't blame it on the skin color. That's so crazy to me. Then he said God did not answer his prayers. So I guess it's time for everybody to start looking in the mirror, right?
The shooter was not the liberal boogeyman they had conjured up. He was a 22-year-old white man, raised in a Republican household, a product of the same conservative Christian culture MAGA claims to defend. Suddenly, the rage that had been pointed outward had nowhere to go.
Wow.
Because what do you do when the assassin doesn't fit the script? What do you do when the...
And y'all, this has been a conspiracy like since earlier this year. Let me turn the camera real quick. Do y'all remember when that guy from Louisiana, remember the guy from Louisiana when he was driving through, I think it was Canal Street, and he killed some people? And then they were making it seem like he was like a Muslim Indian looking guy. And then he gets up on his YouTube. They were playing his YouTube, and he sounded like a whole black man to us. And he had, I guess, maybe he had a Muslim background or whatever. But they were trying, I feel like they were trying to make it seem like he was like one of those Arabic or like a Pakistani, like a what's it called it? Those people that like what's it called it? Like the Muslim people that do like these crash outs. They were trying to make it seem like he was that person. And when he got up on his YouTube, he was a black man. He had a Muslim name, but they were trying to... It was crazy. It was crazy. But I'm just saying, this is what they tried to do. They try to act like, is this person, that person? But when in fact, indeed, it presents itself as a whole different person like this. They thought it was a black person. They thought it was this person. And then it was their own white people, right? It was a white, like somebody said, MAGA against MAGA crime. But y'all, let's continue listening.
Face of the killer looks exactly like the kids sitting in your pews or the young men waving flags at your rallies. The fury that once burned so confidently began to falter, and in its place came something much heavier: fear. They built their identity on the idea that real Americans are under siege from outsiders. Every problem, every tragedy, every setback, always the fault of someone else. But this time, the story doesn't fit, because this time, the killer came from inside the house. And that is the nightmare scenario. Not just for MAGA, but for any movement built on paranoia and fear. The enemy isn't always Antifa. Sometimes the enemy is your neighbor's kid. Sometimes it's the young man in your Bible study. Sometimes it's the patriot waving the same red hat you wear. That realization cuts deeper than any liberal talking point ever could.
Exactly. It could be anybody who committed this crime. It could be anybody of any color, of any race, but it happened to be what they're saying, a 22-year-old white man. Remember, at first they were saying it was an older white man. Then they said it was an LGBTQ white person. Then now they're saying it's a 22-year-old white boy from Utah. So that's what I'm saying. It could have been anybody. No matter what their race is, it happened. They did it. But y'all, let's continue.
We're in the shop for shot. He deserves worse than what he got, but toe to toe and eye for eye. We limp, we're blind, and then we die. If we all get what we deserve for bad beliefs and hurtful words, extinction would be justice served. We sure love our just desserts, so praise the gun, the victor's tool. You can aim, you can rule. We can train most any fool to put one down the line. So raise the toll bell, count your dead, condemned to death for things they've said. Can't let them go on speaking still. All things equal, words can kill.
In fact, I even think that we should bring back, public executions on certain people. No, but think about it. I think that, and you guys should laugh, but it should be done.
So the guy who killed Minnesota lawmaker and her husband 2 months ago in their home and then went on to shoot another Democratic lawmaker and his wife was a Trump supporter. The guys who were convicted of attempting to kidnap the Democratic governor, Gretchen Whitmer, were Trump supporters. The guy who sent pipe bombs.
Oh, wow. So is she kind of leaning and say that Trump supporters is doing a whole lot of, stuff under the table? I mean, that's what I'm gathering. But y'all, let's continue. Put a yes or put a no in the comment box. She's saying the Trumpsters are the ones who are responsible for a whole lot of shenanigans, y'all. Smash the like button. Let's continue listening.
Obama's house and Biden's house was a Trump supporter. The guy who tried to burn down Governor Josh Shapiro's house
with him in it was a Trump supporter. The man who
Wow.
targeted and then murdered the son of a Democratic district judge, Trump supporter.
Wow.
The man who broke into Nancy Pelosi's house and almost beat her husband to death with a hammer was also a Trump supporter.
Wow.
Let's also not forget the violent insurrectionists that stormed the Capitol of January 6th and beat police officers and threatened to kill Mike Pence and were avidly searching for Nancy Pelosi with weapons were all Trump supporters. The two guys who tried to take a shot at Trump were both registered Republicans. And I remember how quickly those news stories disappeared from public consumption after it came out that they were registered Republicans and you could no longer blame the unhinged liberal left. And now, it turns out the guy they have for shooting Charlie Kirk is a registered fucking Republican from a down-home, podunk Utah fucking village whose father is ex-law enforcement and a current Christian pastor. But go off about how it's open season on the liberals.
Let's be clear. This didn't happen in a vacuum. MAGA has spent years glorifying violence. They wave guns on Christmas cards. They celebrate
Now hold on,
as patriots.
let me stop this because I got something to say, y'all. So me and my baby, y'all know my baby Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy. You know, he's a YouTuber here on YouTube. You know, he does comedy. So we decided to go back a few months ago when they were having the No King's Day. People were like, I thought it was a for Trump type of situation. And when we got to the protest, y'all, these people did not like Trump. There was more white people in there. I would say 98% were white, and they did not like Trump. I was so shocked because I was a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. When we went, we were going to get footage, going to see what the scenery was like. Y'all, these people do not like Trump. They had shirts. I had posters talking about F Trump. They can't stand him. I mean, all kind of stuff. I was shocked to see how many white people, white America, do not like him. And you know, I don't really get into politics. I just wanted to go and see, you know, check their temperature and see what was going on. I seen maybe one person that liked Trump and they got him out of there. I mean, from what he was saying and stuff, they got him out of there and he was gone because it was 1 to a million of them people that were not Trump supporters. But y'all, let's continue to listen to this video.
They call their opponents vermin and enemies of the state. Politicians joke about shooting migrants. Influencers flash rifles on live streams, encouraging their followers to stand ready. Young men in this culture grow up hearing the same drumbeat. The country is under attack, and real patriots fight back. So, what happens when one of those young men decides to act? Do you think he pauses to check party affiliation? Do you think he asks whether his target has a D or an R next to their name? Of course not. Because violence doesn't care about your political party. Once you unleash it, you can't control where it lands. Charlie Kirk's death is proof of that. Now, MAGA is scrambling. Their entire script is collapsing, and some influencers are suddenly quiet, deleting old posts where they swore revenge against liberals. Others are doubling down, insisting the shooter must have been brainwashed by the deep state. Politicians are fumbling for excuses, calling him radicalized by the left.
Wait a minute, y'all. This boy, to me, and y'all put a yes or a no in the comment box. He does not look like a 22-year-old man. He looks like he's about 32, 33, maybe the same age as Charlie Kirk. I'm sorry. He does not even look like he's 22. This is why a lot of people are saying this is so suspicious. The whole story is so suspicious. But y'all, let's continue.
Even though the evidence shows he was raised in the very heart of their own movement.
It makes sense if you don't feel a deep well of empathy for someone who made a career out of refusing to show it for others. I want to normalize that because sometimes when a public figure dies, especially in a tragic way, people rush to say, you have to be compassionate right now. Don't speak ill of the dead. But if that person spent their life dismissing other people's pain, mocking it, minimizing it, even actively contributing to it, it makes sense that your empathy tank might run dry. That doesn't mean you're celebrating. It doesn't mean you're cold-hearted. It just means your compassion has limits. And those limits are often shaped by how much compassion someone showed in their lifetime. There's actually something psychologically healthy about noticing that boundary. You're not obligated to manufacture sorrow for someone who never extended any to you, your community, or people you care about. You can hold both, I don't wish this on anyone, and I don't feel sad about it either. That's not cruelty, that's honesty. And it feels really weird and uncomfortable to hold both of those in your body at the same time. This isn't about telling you not to be compassionate. It's about giving you permission to notice whatever you honestly feel or don't feel and trust that it's valid.
The panic is visible. You can feel it bleeding through the silence of influencers who once screamed into cameras, through the deleted posts of politicians who rush to assign blame, through the jittery tone of talk radio hosts who suddenly sound less confident than usual. Because if the mole is inside, then no one is safe, not even the icons. And that is a terrifying thought for a movement built on loyalty and identity. This isn't just paranoia anymore. It's a crisis of trust. A movement that has always sworn that we protect our own is now forced to confront the fact that their own can turn the gun around. That the very young men they parade as the future of America are capable of destroying their heroes. And that thought, more than any liberal critique, shakes the foundations of MAGA. This tragedy is a mirror, whether MAGA wants to look into it or not. It reflects the...
And I don't know if MAGA's going to look into it like that, because who's to say it was MAGA who set all of this up? I don't know, but y'all, let's continue. Smash the like button. Let's get them likes up.
They've created a culture where anger is constant, where violence is glorified, where fear is the fuel. It's a culture built on late-night rants about the end of America, on sermons about spiritual warfare, on podcasts that spin every minor policy disagreement into a doomsday scenario. A culture where young men are told the world is crumbling, and the only way to be a man, the only way to be a patriot, is to fight. The mirror shows them the enemy isn't always out there. Sometimes the enemy looks just like them. Sometimes it's the clean-cut boy in the pew, the kid in the college republic.
Thank you, RB. Say hit the like button, brothers and sisters. Are you from my Umar group, RB? Umar. Oh Lord Jesus, he's another piece of work, y'all. But y'all, let's continue. Hold on. Let's continue.
Club, the son of a the neighbor who helps mow the lawn.
Hey, Sharon says, I have nothing to mourn about. He will not stop my salvation, but by no means I have a personal relationship with my God and has no business or requirements to me to deal with hating folks like him. Yeah, it's sad. It is crazy. Yes, it is sad. But y'all, let's continue.
The mirror shows them the violence they've been cheering for doesn't discriminate. It doesn't know friend from foe. It only knows how to consume. And the longer MAGA stares at that reflection, the more cracks begin to show. Because think about what this means. If one of their most loyal sons can snap, then any of them can. If one young Republican raised in a conservative Christian household can decide that the gun is the answer, then who's to say the next won't? That possibility hangs like a storm cloud over the movement. It makes every rally, every church gathering, every local Republican meeting feel just a little less safe. Of course, denial is easier than self-reflection, and MAGA is choosing denial. That's why the spin machine is already at work. Conspiracy theories are bubbling. Maybe the shooter was planted by the FBI. Maybe he was secretly a liberal double agent.
Oh, see, this is where I go into my conspiracy mode too, y'all. Because this situation with them arresting an old white man and then releasing him and then saying something about an LGBTQ person and then to a 22-year-old white man who looks a lot older than, he almost looked like he could have been Charlie's friend. On the same age as Charlie was only 31. But this is sad. And who is to say, hold up, y'all, let me turn the camera. Who's to say, you guys, I just thought about something. Who's to say that the people that was up there with Charlie up there, did they know? Were they a part of the situation? Were they a part of the setup? Were they put over there and said, sit right here, stand right there, don't move? because when we shoot this bullet, we're going to make sure that we hit him. I just thought about that. Y'all sit right here, stay right here, sit down, don't move until we get this bullet. I don't know. It just sounds suspicious, but y'all, let's continue.
Maybe the whole story is a setup to smear conservatives. Anything, literally anything, to avoid admitting the truth. The irony is rich. For years, MAGA mocked liberals for being snowflakes, for refusing to face harsh realities. And yet, here they are, retreating into fantasies the moment reality becomes too painful. It's easier to believe in an elaborate gut.
Thank you. Where's Waldo sending another super chat? We got $17.96 in the super chat. Where's Waldo says, will they do this for Charleston White? Where's Waldo? You are hilarious. Y'all know Charleston White? He is going to walk a flock of flame. Hold on real quick. Side note. Hold on. Y'all know Charleston White's going to walk a flock of flame. Y'all know Hernandez Govan? I mean, he got Charleston's tongue like held up like, the cat that got his tongue. Because remember, he was going back and forth, Hernandez with Charleston White. Where's Waldo? He was going back and forth with Charleston White. And then I think Charleston White said his badunk down. Y'all, I'm just saying. But y'all, let's continue. That is hilarious because Charleston White, y'all know my baby, he met Charleston White. They were going back and forth for a while. My baby, Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy. Where's Waldo? I don't know if you're on my baby, my husband's channel, Jamil Peterson. Mr. I Am Comedy here on YouTube, but Charleston White and him were going back for a little while, but Charleston White and Hernandez, they were going back, back and forth ever since he got off on that young Dolph case. And I think Hernandez Govan didn't shut him down. I mean, after he went on Vlad TV, Hernandez has been taken off. I got to give it to him. He's been taken off and he's been, shutting Charleston White all the way down. But anyway, y'all, that was hilarious. Where's Waldo? But let's continue.
Government plot that deface the fact that their culture of paranoia and rage is producing its own monsters. But here's the thing. Denial can buy time, but it can't buy safety. Because if the culture itself is the problem, then no amount of spin will prevent the next explosion. And deep down, they know it. They may not say it out loud, but the silence of deleted posts and the nervous tone of commentators betrays the truth. They are scared. What we may be watching is the slow collapse of MAGA from within. Movements built on fear and rage don't age gracefully. They eat themselves alive. Because anger has no brakes and paranoia has no off switch. Once you convince people that the world is full of enemies, eventually they start seeing enemies everywhere.
Where's Waldo says, politically, yes. Charleston White, he's a mess all over the place. Charleston White is a hot mess.
Everywhere, including in the faces of their own allies. That's the paradox of MAGA. They wanted to build a movement fueled by suspicion, but suspicion is like acid. It doesn't stay neatly in its container. It corrodes everything it touches, even the vessel that holds it. And now, the acid is eating through the walls. Charlie Kirk's death is more than just one man's tragedy. It's a warning flare, a bright, undeniable sign that the violence MAGA has glorified for years is turning inward. It's not Antifa at the gates. It's not immigrants storming across borders. It's not BLM radicals. It's the boy next door, the patriot they raised, the young man they thought was on their side. And if they don't face that reality, more cracks are coming. Every time MAGA refuses to confront its own role, it makes the next explosion more inevitable. Every time they say he was mentally ill instead of he was one of us, they guarantee that another angry young man out there is watching, listening, and preparing to act. So here we are. MAGA country now sits in fear and shock, staring at a truth they never wanted to face. The killer wasn't an outsider. He wasn't the caricature of a liberal enemy they've demonized for years. He was one of them, and that truth is harder to swallow than any bullet they imagined coming from the other side.
Wow. This whole situation, like I said, is sad, it's crazy. People are feeling and responding to this situation, saying, how they feel, right? But like I said, at the end of the day, nobody deserves to be shot and killed. But people are saying, he kind of got what he deserved. But that's their, that's just how they feel like it. I mean, that's their whole opinion, right? But y'all, I'm not gonna keep you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank everybody for the super chats. Everybody who came in the building. Thank all of my mods. Bron says, Sharon, that's majority male people and run. Wait and wait and run when confronted. Oh, okay. But thank you guys, all of my mods, everybody in the building, everybody who's sending in a super chat. Where's Waldo? Thank you for the super chat again. Where's Waldo? Where's Waldo says ATL Mike. I bet you can eat in a sundown town. Oh wow. Oh Lord. Okay. That's what he says. ATL Mike. Where's Waldo says I bet you can't eat in a sundown town. So I don't know what's going on. But anyway, you guys, because my comments are going crazy. But Bougie Barbie says, thank you, the lounge. You're welcome, Bougie Barbie. Silver says, bless you. Thank you. Sean says, greetings from NYC. Thank you and welcome from NYC. We love everybody here at the lounge. Everybody has their different takes, you guys. It's all about agreeing to disagree respectfully. We all have our opinions, our thoughts, however you want to feel on certain things, but it's all about being respectful and in everybody's way on how they think about things, how they feel about things. You don't have to get nasty. You ain't got to have a drag out, fall out fight. Sometimes, people in relationships don't agree on the same thing, and it's okay as long as you do it in a respectful manner. That's all that counts. It doesn't cause chaos. It doesn't have to end up in somebody getting hurt. It's just the fact that you don't agree with somebody's the way they feel, and that's okay, right? Where's Waldo? Thank you for the super chat again. Where's Waldo says, baby, go do your homework and some next weekend. Where's Waldo? You was a mess. Homework or what? I got to do a lot of homework on him because I never heard of him. I have never ever heard of Charlie Kirk or whatever his name is. But there's a lot to go back and look at a lot of his videos, a lot of stuff that he's put, because he has a big he had a big YouTube channel and a big TikTok. And I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know of this person at all before this happened. And it's a lot. There's a lot of people I don't know about, a lot of people you don't know about. I mean, it is what it is. There's a lot going on these days, especially in 2025. It's a lot has been going on. So many people that I was unaware of that had brought to light in 2025. It's a lot. It's a lot. Point blank. Period. Right. So with that being said, you guys, I'm gonna go live again later on. Corey says, be a respectful racist, haha, joke. You was a mess. But yes, people, like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody can disagree, agree to disagree respectfully. So with that being said, y'all, thank y'all for coming in. I'm gonna be live again tonight, 7 p.m. Me and Mr. Jay Witt, we're gonna go over some Umar Finesse 3 times situation, because y'all know Umar Johnson, he is a hot mess. But we're gonna go over some of the comments and one of my videos that I did on Umar Johnson, because y'all know he's a hot mess in himself, y'all. But if y'all want to join, 7 o'clock p.m. we're going live and we're gonna go over one of Umar's videos and just have some chit chat. But y'all are welcome to show up and come and listen and watch. But thanks for coming in. Have a good day. Happy Saturday. Always lead with love, peace, and tranquility. And y'all, if y'all get any information on this situation with Charlie Kirk, send a message to my IG at the lounge 8385. And over there, check me out over there. I'm also on TikTok, y'all. Check me out. But let me know what y'all find out, if anything. And I will definitely go and check it out, y'all. But always leave with love, peace, and tranquility, as I always say. And y'all have a good rest of y'all Saturday afternoon. And y'all, I will see y'all in the next video.